All right, folks, so welcome back. As you see, I've got my file pulled up just to get comfortable with the software if you've not done any of my other videos. I'm going to go to File, Set Project, and I'm going to look for where I have my Lego Man folder saved. I'm going to select it and hit Set. You want to do that every time you start up your project. Then I'm going to go to Workspace up here in the top right, make sure I'm on General, then go down to Reset Current Workspace. Mine currently isn't available because I haven't changed anything, but let's say I go to here, or let's say I go back to a full screen view, go to General. Oh, even then it won't let me because I still haven't changed enough. Let me see if I can get it to show you. Let me just change a tab and see. Nope. Maybe here. There we go. All right, so I've moved to my attribute editor. Now it's giving me the option to go to reset current workspace. Now it puts everything back. So if you've done that, now you should see exactly like I do. All right, for this video, we are going to start modeling our character. And so we're going to do them in different parts. We're going to do one arm, then we're going to mirror that arm over. We're going to do one leg, mirror it over. And then we're going to do the head as its own separate piece, the torso, and then down here, his little waist and groin area, we're going to probably make that one piece. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to try to make him look and move like a little Lego character would, as close to it as possible. We may, like I said in the previous video, his arm technically as a Lego character would only pivot on this one point. So I will show you how to rig that easily, but then I'm also going to show you probably how to do a rig that would have an elbow, a wrist, in case you wanted to make your character be able to move their hand or their elbow like a normal human being instead of looking fully like a Lego character. But let's start with our head. We'll start on the head. And so for this piece, we'll use couple tools. We'll use bevel, we will use extrude, and I think I can't remember if I put an edge loop in there or not, but we'll see as we go. So I'm going to, since I'm in perspective view, I'm just going to press spacebar to go to my quad view. And for some reason, my panels are all out of order, but it is what it is. If you have this issue, and you want to put them back where you want them. So in this case, I want my side view here, which I like. This view, I like it to be my front. So I'm going to go to Panels, Orthographic Front. This one, I like to always be my perspective. So I'm going to go to Panels, Perspective, Perspective. And then the top stayed the same. All right. Last time we turned on it reset itself. So I'm going to go to Shading, go to X-ray on the front view, shading, and this one stayed the same. I bet this one went to X-ray, yeah, because it flipped them. So I'm going to turn this X-ray off. Then I'm going to go ahead and up here in the top left, make sure this drop down says modeling, and make sure you're on this poly modeling tab. And with that one selected, I'm going to go ahead and choose this cylinder tool. When I do that and click on it, you'll see it makes us a cylinder. With my move tool selected here on the left toolbar, grab this arrow here, pull it up. I'm going to scroll my mouse wheel and then hold Alt and middle mouse wheel to move to where I can see that pretty clearly. Then I'm also going to do the same thing for my side view, zoom in on those. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of just position it centered and centered. Grab my scale tool, scale it up to kind of reach that point, the height, and we may have to adjust it a little bit in a minute. Then Then I'm going to go ahead and scale. And actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. I'm going to grab this middle block to scale up proportionately to get the width right. Because I want and I'm doing it because I want the side and the front view width to be proportional to each other. So I'm going to do that. You'll see my little guy's a little off center, but it's okay. I really want to try to keep this bold line here. I want that to kind of be the middle of my character. So I'm going to scale it up till I hit this edge. Kind of pretty good in those sides as well on the side view. Then I'm going to grab my scale tool again, and I'm going to grab the green square. And I'm going to pull down so that it scales only the vertical direction. That way we get kind of the shape. Now you'll notice we have a rounded edge on our little character's head. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to go to my perspective view. I'm going to right click and hold on my mouse button, and it brings up this little selection. And I'm going to choose edge mode so that it lets me select edges. I'm going to go on the top edge, click on one of those edges on the outer ring. I'm going to grab my selection tool here so that my little scale gizmo isn't in the way. Select one of those edges, then select one right next to it, but hold Shift and double click it, and it'll select the entire ring. Then I'm going to go up here to the top, and I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, Bevel, and I'm going to hit this little box next to it. And we're going to have to play with what we want it to look like, but I'm going to try about 3 segments. I'm going to lower it to like 0.3 for now. We'll see if that looks good. So I'm going to hit bevel. And actually that doesn't look too bad. You'll see that it made 3 segments at 0.3 to create that little curve. And I'm going to actually go with that. You can play with it and basically do Control Z if you want to undo it and go apply your bevel again and change it. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to redo because I kind of like that bevel. Then I'm going to rotate in my perspective. I'm going to right click, go to edge mode, make sure I'm on edge mode and select one. Hold Shift and double click the next one so it selects that ring. Then I'm going to go back to edit mesh, bevel, and since it looked good the first time, I'm just going to hit bevel again to do the bottom. And I'm actually kind of happy with that. So we've got our little character's head. Well, his face. We still have to do his little top stud and his little bottom stud. So to do the top stud, I'm going to go to my selection tool. I'm going to right click on my shape again, and this time I'm going to go to face mode. And I'm going to click, then shift click each one of these little guys. And I can't quite tell how accurate it is on size to this, but we can fix that in a minute. What I do want to do is go ahead and hit Control E, and in my side view or front view, I want to grab the blue arrow and pull up so we can tell that my shape is a little too big for that stud. So what I'm going to do, grab my selection tool, right click, right click and hold, just click somewhere, right click and hold on the object. I'm going to go to edge mode again. I'm going to grab, wow, that selected the whole thing. I just want to try to show you again. You click one, hold shift, double click, it'll do that one. Then I'm going to shift click this one up here, double click the next one next to it, and it selects all of them. And with that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my scale tool, and I'm going to go ahead and do I want it to be a proportional ring, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the middle one. I'm going to have to fix it in a minute, but I can make it work. And my stud on his head is kind of not doing or in the spot that I want for the front view. So I'm going to go ahead and use the side view. Oh, and I think I noticed something is going wrong. Yeah, I'm going to undo that real quick. And I want to grab, let's do it this way. I'll just do it this way. I'll use the visuals. It's fine. Um, no, I want it to be proportionate. So I've got my edge selected, but I'm going to go ahead and shift select these edges because if you noticed, the top piece wasn't scaling into the center. So I'm going to see if this will work. If I grab this, all these, shift select those, then I'm going to try to scale it down. Yeah, that's working a little better, keeping them together. And I'm using my side view for reference. And what I'll do next then is just scale it down to get it to where you like it. You'll notice it brought this bottom one up some. So I'm going to grab my move tool while everything's still selected. I'm going to pull that one down to where it lines up with the top there. Then I'm going to right click and go to vertex mode. You'll see it gives me all these little vertices. And I'm going to left mouse click on the side view and drag a box around these top vertices and pull it up so that I wind up with a nice clean stud on top. Now we'll flip to the bottom. And for the bottom, a normal minifig head would have a stud coming down with a hole in it. And if you plan to take this little character's head off at some point, you would want to model that in there. I'm not going to model it in because I'm literally just going to keep this guy as a solid minifig. But you would use the same process. So if I'm going to do the bottom here, I'm going to rotate my view around. So I'm looking on the bottom. I'm going to go to face mode. Select these faces again. This time I'm selecting from the bottom. I'm going to grab my selection tools since that move gizmo is getting in the way. Then I'm going to go to either my front or my side. My side view is a little more accurate on the drawing, so I'm going to use it. I hit Control E, pull down on the blue one, a little off on my size, so we'll do the same process again. So I'm going to go ahead and grab edge mode, shift select those, and then shift select each of these. And actually, I'll show you one other thing that might be a little easier, just so you know another process. I'm going to shift select these, shift select these. And when I did the scale earlier to scale it proportionately, if you remember the bottom piece, that bottom point kind of bowed out a little bit. So let me scale even further and you'll notice it. See how it bows out? So it's not quite lined up with our bottom ring at the moment. What I can do, an easy fix, instead of selecting all of those edges and scaling it all together, what I can do is right click, go to vertice mode or vertex mode, drag a box around all of those, which will select that little middle point. And if I grab my scale tool and I scale from the green cube or this vertical one, it'll scale them all into line. And then once they're all back in a perfect line, you just simply move that where you want it. All right. And so now, I guess I'll just show y'all how to do the bottom real quick in case you want to make it have a opening underneath. So if I go to face mode, which it selected automatically because I had it previously selected. But again, you can shift select everything. If you want to put an opening underneath here, again, in case the head needs to pop off or something later. Um, what you can do is select those faces, hit Control E, but before you pull anything, just click on one of these cubes, which is the scale feature, then grab the middle one to scale proportionately, and you can scale in to create your ring. Then, with those still selected, you hit Control E again, which starts extruding again, and lift up. And now all of a sudden you can go as high as you need to in there. But now you've got your little minifig's head with an opening in it in case you wanted to make the head pop off. Now, the thing with making the head pop off, you will need to then have the stud attached to the torso that would basically be showing once the head popped off. So it's kind of something you'll have to think about. All right, so now we've got our minifig's head. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a file, save scene as, and I'm going to call this Lego Man 2, just so that we don't accidentally, if something goes wrong, we always have a backup of the previous instructions so that you don't have to start over completely from scratch. So Lego Man 2, save, and we will end this video with that. You've got your little minifig's head. All right, we'll see you in the next video.